Oh, shoot. Oh, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. I'm going to start sharing my screen, and it looks like ticker symbol DGAS just broke above the resistance. Natural gas has been selling off very aggressively. As you guys could see on the top or mid right hand corner, that's pretty much my profit for the day. I actually just sold one of my positions, so I don't know where it's going to show that right here. So I just sold at 83.70, about $1 exactly from where it's at right now. So what's new, right? Altogether, super happy with my performance during pre-market hours. If I'm not mistaken, my first play today, it's not one trade has been in the red. I think I've taken 3 or 4 positions. Let me show you. What the heck? Where are they at? Oh, right here. Okay, orders. Here we go. All right, let's see. Bought my first order at 5:30 in the morning. So 5:30 in the morning, that's about 30 minutes after pre-market opens for me that I have access to. And I've just been buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, stuff like that, right? So, well, 9 orders filled. So yeah, so that's 3 buys, 3 sells. So that's good. Nothing crazy. I mean, those would be 3-day trades, right? If we're under the PDT rule. But I actually want to say what's up to you guys. So I need to move this. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that, team. Here we go. Alrighty. So I see some pretty good questions that you guys want me to answer. I'm really excited to do that. Not too sure if you guys saw yesterday's video. Super thankful. Huge shout out to Nissan of Chandler for helping me out and stuff like that. So, but yeah, feel free to check out that video if you haven't done so already. Here we go. All right. So here we go. What's going on, Daniel? What's up? What's up? We got a question right here. So, hey Ricky, how did you identify that DGAS was going to go up pre-market? So again, I want to be completely honest, like you never truly know exactly what it's going to be doing. One thing that I've talked about multiple times, so if you've watched the course within Learn Plan Profit, is I look at the overall direction of natural gas, right? Natural gas has been selling off, and the thing about this is that, you know, market opened for me at around 5 o'clock, right? And as around 5 o'clock, it didn't look very attractive. And it wasn't until I saw it hit the middle VWAP, sell off, and break below the EMA line, confirming lower lows, that I chose to get in. And guess where I sold? Based off of previous patterns, based off of previous lows, right around 3.72. When it got close to or near to that specific area, I sold DGAS. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was at like 71 something, and I sold my shares there. It pushed up, got rejected, and started scalping it as it continued to sell off. Very simple breakdown, very simple pattern on that. That's really just it. Again, I tried to focus on direction. The future allows me to see more than just whatever, you know, the ETF is, you know, because the ETF begins to trade at around 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. That's still not enough data. 1 hour is still not enough data for me to analyze. And that's why it's so important for me to have multiple hours of like, you know, just charts for me to analyze, you know, is this thing going to continue to sell off? Is this thing going to show signs of an uptrend and stuff like that? So that's kind of like what led to my success in that. So, because of my work, I am not always able to trade, and I think that I'm missing out, and this is why sometimes I end up losing money. How often do you look at stocks during the day? Again, you have to understand your position, right? So if you are someone that is in a position that is, you know, at work and is just not able to like clearly like look at charts and stuff like that, that should be something that like you should be very well aware of, and not try to force it just because you can't, like, just because you don't have access to, you know, or have the time. It doesn't mean that within the short period of time that you should try to force it and try to take advantage of every trade within that short period of time. So DGAS is absolutely killing it. Again, I'm up a decent amount on the day already. I just don't want to overdo it, and it's just not a good deal. Look at the RSI, look at the MACD, but just like we've seen multiple times, natural gas just does not care. Natural gas will continue to rip it until it becomes exhausted, right? So I think one of the biggest suggestions that I could have is, again, the whole point that we're investing in the stock market is because we're deal hunters, and that should be your sole focus. So that just means that you have to dedicate a little bit more time to identify a series of stocks or ETFs that you see in good value. You set your alert, and if any of them begin to get triggered within the period of time that you're at work, then maybe you can step away and set your OCO bracket and stuff like that. I've covered all of this in the course as well. So do you think it's easier or more difficult to trade pre-market versus after hours? It's both the same. Holy moly. Wow. This thing is killing it. How many of you guys are still in DGAS? Have you guys not locked in profits yet? So I sold quite a while ago, as you guys could guess, right? So right around $83, $83.70. So it's pushed up about another 3%. That's like another $1,000. But again, you never truly know, right? So, okay, again, just a friendly reminder, super happy for each and every single one of you that you guys been able to, make it on this. Just please be considerate to, again, your like, if you're going to regret not selling when there's obvious signs of, indication of a resistance and overbought and stuff like that. Again, you could always get back in. And if you can't get back in, again, you're probably up a certain dollar amount that you most likely should be okay with. This thing pushed up 17%. I was not holding this, over the night or anything like that. I've been able to make all my margin all during pre-market hours. So I think that that's something that, holy moly, it's hard to try to talk to you guys about locking in profits and stuff like that when DGAS continues to push up. But I hope that you guys know how important, I hope that you guys just understand the importance of locking in profits. That's, as long as I repeat that on a daily basis and you guys understand it, I think that's what matters. Again, you are the sole decision maker in what you choose to invest in. So, cheers to you. Sweet. Yeah, I know. This thing just doesn't want to stop pushing. And this thing will pull back a little bit and just be like, psych. Oh, okay, I'm done. And then psych. Kind of like UGAS, right? UGAS yesterday when it had that really crazy push up, right? And then it just sold off. That was kind of scary, and then consolidated, and then it pushed up again. And then guess where I sold? Right around here, and then it went bloop, right? Just like that. It even made that sound effect, bloop. Here we go. Again, let's wait for that margin of profit to be built. We need a video on investing in aggressively ascending patterns. Okay, so scalping. I'll make the video and I'll put it and upload it within Learn Plan Profit. I just don't like encouraging very aggressive trading, especially for beginners, right? If you're at a point where you can, just do that, great. But there's a lot that goes into it that I think not enough people take into consideration. So here we go. You think that it's going to do a reversal and then all of a sudden it goes bloop. Yeah, I 100% agree. So pre-market and after-market hours, Denny, I find it really hard to get filled in pre-market hours. Any tips? No, I mean, the biggest tip would be again, focus on a good deal. I would normally set my my buy limits before it begins to sell off. I would know based off of the pattern, the way that it's trading, where I want to get filled. So where I want to get filled, I would normally put it a little bit above that with a small position, and then I'd add more as it confirms an uptrend. And I never trade with the same dollar amount that I would during normal market hours. Because of the volatility, anything can happen, and it can be very quick. There's no I can't just put a stop loss because it can't sell at market price. So I have to watch it much more aggressively, and it's sometimes very difficult to get filled at exact price points. So I 100% agree. It is. I don't want to say it's more difficult. It's just no, it is. It's more more tedious work to try to get filled. both for your entries and your exits. So both for my entries and my exits, one thing that I like to focus on is the understanding of, making sure that I have my limit orders, my limit buys, and my limit sells set up before I actually want to buy and sell. Can you please explain what do you mean by let's build that margin? Okay, so what I mean by that is, have I said that today? Okay, so kind of like this, like Diaz is selling off right now, and the more patient that I become, because it's an uptrend pattern, I like that, right? I like the direction for the day. And I can try to get in right now, and I'm sure that it will recover because it's an ascending uptrend pattern as of now. And it has like the 1.6, 1.8% margin. Great. But if I'm not so quick, look at the MACD and look at the RSI. 100% it could bounce here because anything can happen, right? But based off of my understanding, right, this thing can sell off to around that middle VWAP or maybe even the SMA line. A little bit more of a confirmation. The more patient that I become and the more margin that I let it sell off, the more margin of profit, of potential profit that I build for myself. That's what I mean by that. So it just, again, it's a best practice for me to express how important it is to be patient with your entries. All these things that I do about be patient, lock in profits, I'm just trying to lead by example, and sometimes I don't necessarily follow all my rules and I pay for it, right? When it comes down to maybe some losses that I experience, but altogether, it's just again, we're in different positions. I know that I can make money investing in the stock market. Right now, you're still trying to prove to yourself that you can. So you need to hold yourself that much more accountable for everything it is that you do. Kind of like when you're learning how to ride a bike, right? If there's a professional BMXer right next to you, he's going to do things that maybe right away might not be completely normal or suggested as you're just getting started. But it doesn't mean that you can't get there. Due to the risk/reward, right, of what you can potentially do with a BMX bike. Although it's dangerous, the outcome can be that much better. I don't know, that was a bad analogy, but you guys get what I mean, right? So right now we're seeing a little bit of a bounce here. Again, the MACD just isn't there. This thing can 100% and most likely will try to bounce. I just don't want to risk it. I just don't want to give back profits. I'm really trying to focus on getting in for a good deal. And again, so blessed. My first trade for the day, I was up $1,024 when I bought, it was around 5:30, right? So 5:30 when I bought around this general area, and about 1 hour later, I sold where it ended up peaking out and stuff like that. So around 81 something. And I was up $1,024. Super simple, super easy trade. Those are the trades that I want today. Build that margin, so wait for it to sell off and just simple trades. Opportunity presents itself, great, I'll take advantage of it. Again, it's like those Ferraris that are selling for $100. Again, there's probably not a Ferrari selling for $100, but it's an analogy. Wait for those really good deals to make sure that the opportunity cost is worth it. I appreciate that, Ivan. Super happy that it is resonating well with you. Always cover them profits. DJ Waters 22, what's up? What's up? So JDST. Wow, that's what someone just said. Let's see. Where are they at? Okay, aggressively selling off. Yeah, JNUG has been absolutely killing it. We talked about JNUG yesterday. I think if I'm not mistaken, for about a couple days, it's been killing it. So I know that it did this on Monday, Tuesday, and guess what? Today it's just been very aggressively pushing up. Again, it does pull back, so just understand that. So that means that SQs must be selling off. Hooey. Wait. No, it was supposed to be TQs. So this one's up on the day, but okay. All right. So I'm gonna put JNUG here. How's LABD doing? Selling off. Yesterday did a really good job pushing up. Nice. Super overbought. Not a good deal. Bound to pull back, right? Makes sense. So, okay, I like this. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we talked about, I don't like to say call out because anyone can call anything out, but we talked about LABD. I don't know if you guys remember when it sold off down to $30 and it began to show signs of an uptrend and it held above the SMA line, confirming the uptrend. Look at all that margin that it built. Right? Look how, if you're patient, how much you could be rewarded. Again, it's not about what everyone else is trading, not even myself. Screw you guys and D guys. If it doesn't perform well for you and you're just not doing well with it, then guess what? take a step back and wait for that margin, wait for that gold, right, to present itself. That's what matters. Like, you're not here to prove yourself to anybody. You're here to prove it to yourself that you can do this without anybody else's opinion, right? You prove it to yourself, focus on the patterns, focus on what actually matters. That's what's important. So SQs is becoming a little bit more on the overbought side. We could see here, we could see here, we could see here, based off previous patterns. Just because it's gotten rejected there before doesn't necessarily mean that it has to again, but there's a high chance that it possibly can if the pattern tends to repeat themselves. So here we go. I think this is still trying to sell off. Perfect. Okay, Raymond. I'm sorry about that. So the EMA line, so to put it into perspective, Raymond, especially for my specific setup, the EMA line always follows the candles a lot closer, right? So it's the exponential moving average. It follows it much closer. And then you could see the SMA line is the one that probably moves the least. So that's something that you'll see that it doesn't fluctuate as much. And then there's like the different VWAPs that almost will look identical, but there's 3 of them. So these all 3 almost look identical. It's just that, there's 3 of them, one in the middle, one in the top and stuff like that. So yeah, just a friendly reminder. Here we go. So I'm just going to get my foot in the door. I'm just going to buy 100 shares. 100 shares of DGAS. I feel like the margin of profit is built. Let's see where it's at. So I would feel comfortable right around $84. So let's do 84.05. It's probably going to start pushing up. Yeah. Here we go. Let's just be patient. Let's give it a little bit of time to reverse. The margin of profit can be worth it. If not, it's all good. I guess I wasn't quick enough. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Look at that MACD. So again, no confirmation just yet, so I wouldn't be adding to my position right now. I want to make sure that we see higher highs and that they begin to form. So let's look out for that RSI, look out for that MACD. Again, I probably could have done, we talked about it while we were live right now. I could have done a better job having my limit order set at or near to the middle VWAP, right? So that would have made sense. I didn't, and then I got filled at that price point. So there it goes, 84.05, almost exactly where I wanted to get filled. So that would have been really nice. I would be up $50, not down $50. But again, my share size isn't huge, so I'm okay, I'm comfortable. So for example, with this situation, when would you lock in profits for DGAS? So what I would look at is based off previous patterns, I know that it got rejected at around like highs of 86, 72. I don't really care normally how high it goes. Normally what I care about is the range when it becomes a little bit more on the overbought side. And I would say around $86 plus, I would be comfortable selling anything above that. So everything above $86 is all gravy, right? This is the margin that I want to build for myself, and that's really what I would try to focus on. So that means I have $1.23 to make per share, which is decent, right? That's a decent amount, at least in my opinion. I don't know about you, but yeah, I mean, that's a decent amount. The marginal profit is worth it, about 1.5% for this trade. Now I just need to wait for a confirmation. It could have been much more if I would have waited for my initial entry, right? It would have been more along the lines of 2.35%. But again, it's for all those that see value in it. So and I have a smaller position size, so I'm just gonna leave it at that and kind of go from there. So. Do you ever use triple screen multiple time frames? Yeah, depending on what I'm looking at on my other screen, but I don't go too crazy on that. So You're always answering the same exact questions. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm answering different questions. Yeah. It's just its overall pattern and direction for the day just isn't necessarily there. So for natural gas and where it's at right now, it's been doing this all, during extended hours. Like it pushes up and then it sells off, pushes up and then sells off, and it breaks above the EMA line and then still sells off. So I've been riding this all pre-market. And I've been trading it. That's why I'm a little bit more comfortable with it, and its pattern and its direction still has not changed. Now, if it begins to consolidate and then sells off and doesn't make lower lows, and then it pushes up and makes higher highs, then that would be like a little bit more of an indicator that, okay, hey, a reversal might be coming soon. But look at the MACD, look at the RSI, look at previous patterns. I would feel comfortable with kind of still where I'm at right now. Joshua, what's up? What's up? Sorry, Cholo, but I don't get it. I think. But I don't get it. I think you said you can't sell pre-market. So how did you bond sell? Yeah, you can. You can buy and sell during pre-market hours, or during extended hours, meaning like before or after the market is open or closed. The thing that you can't do is, like, let's say that you hold a stock over the night, after the market closes. So the market closes normally for normal hours, right? For my time, 7:30 to about 2 o'clock. The market after that, for those that have access to extended hours, can trade for about 4 hours. I can trade for 4 hours after, like the normal people can, right? Or normal accounts. And then the market is completely closed for me, meaning that, like, no matter what happens, if like Tesla releases a news article that they're partnering up with Apple, and I ended up shorting Tesla, and I wake up in the morning and because of that news, it opens like so much higher. So that means that I'm down. I can't control that risk. I am not holding anything overnight. I'm buying and selling all within the same day, just during the extended hours. So that's why I could buy and sell. In the course itself, I have, videos talking about the pre-market and after-market hours. So. Oh, you can't sell at market. Yeah, you can't. I don't know if that's what he was saying though. Here we go. Let's pop this sucker up. Shoot, not that much. Again, MACD confirmation. I could have waited for a much better entry. Again, area of opportunity, it's all good. So I'm going to wait a little bit, maybe for a pullback, and then kind of go from there. Okay, there we go. I'll just send it. Sweet. Here we go. And then what is it that we said that we were going to do? We said that we're going to just have our order ready to sell, right? So I'm going to put a limit order, and I'm just going to put it at, I'll put it at like 86, because it's at $86, I'll do 85.99, and then kind of just keep it at that. So here we go, up 85. And as I'm watching this, look at the MACD. Let's make sure that the pattern and everything still stays relevant. And I'm also watching natural gas and making sure that all the indicators look well here. So again, what am I looking at when I'm looking at this? Well, you guys can't see my other screen, so I'll show you. I just want to make sure that this continues to sell off, the MACD continues to descend, and the overall pattern is still valid. Again, it followed through its pre-market patterns where it tries to push up but then gets rejected. The MACD, I think, is a great indicator for that, in my opinion. If you don't care about my opinion, then it's all good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So as of right now, also we want to identify previous supports. So we could see that it kind of struggled to break below like 3.57 and stuff like that. So there might be a solid support there. Again, market just opened. If I'm not mistaken, this was right as the market opened, and then the reversal happened. So we just want to make sure that we're aware of previous supports that might act as new support levels, an effort to understand when to like lock in profits and stuff like that. So just because it's gone up to $86 before doesn't mean that it has to hit the same highs, right? We all understand that. So here we go. The MACD is still in our favor. Natural gas is still selling off. There we go. Nice little push up. We should see it follow. I care about your opinion, Danny. I appreciate you. What's going on, Chase? How's the challenger, right? Yeah, you're a challenger guy. And boom. Extremely happy with myself. Again, we're approaching the $86 price point. There's probably a lot more margin for this thing to cover. I just cleared over 1,600. I'm good. I'm happy. This thing can push up to $88, and I have to understand that, you know, that's good. My entry point wasn't the best, so I just didn't want to like wait for a pullback, and if the pullback happens for me to be at that break-even point again, I just wanted to lock in profits. So how many hours do you sleep? Every day is different. Sometimes I can get good sleep, like, you know, 4 to 6 hours, or and I can take like 1 or 2 naps throughout the day. And sometimes I get as little as 2 to 3 hours. So yeah, green is green. I like that. Appreciate that. What's going on, Steven? What's up? So Ricky, how do I control being scared and locking in profits? I just sold at 85.54. That's like right above where I sold. Again, it's all about, so search, ask yourself every question, and I want this to be a challenge. Look, how long have we been live for? We've been live for about 26 minutes. This is so important, and it's about the like, and I think a lot of people, especially those that are a little bit older, I think will really make sense of this. Like they will be like 100%, I agree with you. Younger people might be like, okay, look, when it comes down to investing in general, just these questions that are being asked, they're all like almost rhetorical questions. Like they can be answered themselves. So how is it that you can control your emotions when you're about to sell something because you're supposedly selling too early? First of all, I don't think that's a huge issue to have. It's something that I do. And yes, it does suck sometimes, but trust me, it's better to lock in profits early than not at all. The thing that I want to talk about that's so important is the idea of thinking like big picture, and thinking about like when answering that question of like, why are you like locking in profits too early? It's because of like, what are you afraid of? Ask yourself that question. What are you afraid of when you're locking in profits too early? I'm asking you, what can people be afraid of when locking in profits too early? Can you guys help me answer that? So what can people be afraid of when locking in profits too early? Going down and being red. 100% losing money. It's the losing money aspect that scares you. So there's two things. You have to understand that in this market, you're bound to lose money. You're right, like you're bound to like experience a red day. So how is it that you can control that? If I were to tell you that, hey, I am going to, I probably should use a different analogy. No, this is a little aggressive, but I'm being serious. So if I'm like, hey, I can put your head underwater. I'm going to put your head underwater for 22 seconds. Mentally and psychologically, you're prepared for that. You're aware of what you're about to experience, what you're about to go through. You understand like what to expect, right? Hold up. So, but when it comes down to, let's say if I did not tell you, right? If I did not tell you that, hey, I'm going to put your head underwater. If I did not tell you that I was going to put your head underwater and I just did it, guess what? You would freak out and not know like what is going on, right? No understanding of what is going on. You're just like, this guy's freaking crazy, and you know, he's just trying to kill me, whatever, right? But if it is planned, if you understand, if we're like playing a game and then I just put your head underwater and you just want to see who can hold their breath for the longest. If I tell you it's just going to be for 20 seconds, you're like, okay, good, I can do that. You're mentally prepared for that. Same thing when it comes down to trading. If you plan out your trade and say, before I take this position, I know that my position size is going to be, $1,000. And I am willing to risk 2%. 2% stop loss at, the dollar value that you have, right? 2% stop loss at the dollar value that you have. And guess what? You write that number down so you see it. You understand where that stop loss has to be placed. So before you even take the position, the part that hurts is already premeditated. It's already something that you are aware of, that you are okay with. But if you don't prepare it, if you don't manage that risk, then guess what? When you see that you're down 2% and how that correlates on over to the dollar value, you're going to be like, freaking crap. I have no plan for this. I just want it to recover. That's all I want. I just want my money back. And then the roller coaster of emotions follow. That's simple. It's the understanding that everything that you do within the market or everything that you do moving forward, it has to be planned. You have time. No one's holding you down and saying, take this position right now, right? No one should be holding you down. No one should be telling you what to do. So there's no reason that you can't take time out of your busy day and to plan out for 1 to 2 minutes how you're going to manage your risk for the money that you work so hard for. If you want your money to work hard for you, you have to put in the effort and the time to make it work for you. 100%, right? That's simple. And as I'm talking, Diaz is selling off. It's all good. But yeah, that's simple. Again, another thing that you could be experiencing is when it comes down to you being afraid of locking in profits too early and stuff like that, it might be your dollar value that might be too aggressive. You have to accept that. You just might not be at a point where you feel comfortable investing with that much money. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why people are so opinionated when they see that I trade with what it is that I trade and be like, Ricky, you should be trading with $100,000 or with $500,000 or with $1 million. It's like, I do fine with the money that I invest, and I am the sole decision maker. I'm not here to prove myself to anybody. I'm not here to please anybody. I do well enough for myself, and I understand what it is that I'm doing for myself, that I can care less about what other people, the only reason I respond to those comments is because I have a YouTube channel, and I don't want people to think that I'm ignoring them. Other than that, it's completely irrelevant. You invest with a dollar value that you feel comfortable with, that the 1 to 2% risk management won't devastate you, and that so there's actually a perfect phrase that someone said, I think within one of these live streams, that you have to find a balance. You have to find a balance of where you have enough money that you are, that you feel like you have some skin in the game, but not so much that you feel discouraged if you were to lose it. Find that balance. That should be a goal for yourself. If you're someone that's constantly getting discouraged and just, don't know what it is that you're doing, you're scared to take positions, you're not comfortable. So you're probably not going to make good investment decisions. So what can you do? Come up with a plan, stop trading, come up with a plan on what that balance is for you. Find that balance of something that's not too much and not too little. A nice little middle, right? So, yeah. But, yeah. But I mean that, I go on rants too much, huh? I just love talking. My mom was right. Here we go. Natural gas still selling off. There it goes. There, yep. Up 560 on you guys. Howard, you better lock in those profits. I'm coming for you. Let's check this out. So, Sweet. Build that margin, build that margin, build that margin. Ah, I like it, Howard. You're too quick. I like it. Congratulations on the huge trade. So where are you considering selling? Depends on where the MACD begins to peak out. So I'll probably do a thing where it begins to reverse. And once I see higher highs form, I'll buy. And then I'll sell like around 84, maybe the middle VWAP or something like that and stuff like that. So yeah. How did you get that view on TOS? Is it this, the active trader? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's get on butter. I hope it's okay with you guys, but yeah. Here we go. Let's see if them higher highs form. I agree. The SMA line could be. Appreciate that, Justin. Thank you. Here we go. Watch out for that EMA line. Oh, Scott, I thought you said, Ricky, you're a model. I was like, I'm so flattered. You're a role model. I really do appreciate it too, though. I was just like, dang. I started trying to dress a little bit better, and my friends make fun of me. I went to H&M, and I bought some, like, we call them influencer jeans. They're, like, super cheap jeans. Like, they're from H&M, so they're not expensive. But, like, obviously I don't have, like, the best style. They're, like, ripped jeans and stuff like that, and I look like, yeah. I look at myself in the mirror, and I start laughing, just to put it into perspective. I'm just, yeah. Yeah. Ricky, are you using a cash or margin account? I've answered this before. I'm using a margin account. Yeah, I'm not too sure, bud. I've heard of Zara. Zara is like expensive, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not trying to spend too much money. Yeah, I bought $108 worth of clothes. Everything I bought was like on sale. So it's like whatever it is that they were trying to get rid of like before, like, or that they couldn't get rid of during Black Friday is what they were putting on sale. So I got like flannels and a bunch of stuff that wasn't in style, but it looked cool to me. So Zara's an upscale H&M. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't want to. Are you guys getting a heat wave in Arizona? Heck no, it's freaking cold over here. Okay, cheaper, but real nice. Yeah, I like it. Oh, there we go. Nice little pop-up. Sweet. Let's see if we can get a nice little reversal. Here we go. Watch out. This is why it's so important to understand both the ETF and also the future, right? So /NG. Here we go. Bouncing right off that EMA line, right? So this could be something that could act as a support as it was acting as a resistance, right? Old support levels old resistance levels can also become new support levels. So something that we'll have to check out. So yep. So how are you confident that DGAS will continue to go up after it just made lower lows? The pattern is not broken. Again, so many people are so quick to like jump the gun, and trust me, you could be 100% correct. This thing can 100% just continue to sell off for the rest of the day. I agree with you. But the pattern that I first saw value in of this thing, trading above the SMA line and still making higher highs and higher lows is still valid. The pattern is not broken. Yes, it's below the middle VWAP, but it's never going to bounce at exact price points. Now, when looking at /NG, the pattern is not broken there. Natural gas is still selling off. It's still trading between the middle and bottom VWAP. That's what matters to me. So that's why it's so important. So here we go. We're getting most likely a nice little pop-up. I'm just going to add 100 more shares. Here we go. Oh, shoot. All right. Ricky, if I have 21K on my TOS account, would margin get me to no? It has to be, your account has to be over 25K to be able to use to be able to be over the PDT rule. It doesn't matter about the margin and stuff like that. So average position size. I like to talk about the dollar value because that's always different. So during pre-market hours, my max position size will be about $20,000. My max position size during normal market hours will be about $30,000. So I tend to do like $10,000 like ads and stuff like that. So we might get rejected by the middle view up, but let's see. Natural gas is still, the MACD's not looking too good for natural gas. There we go. Boom. Pow. All right. I'll remove this just so I don't look at the dollar value. Yeah, I believe you only pay interest if you utilize the margin. So I also want to let you know, at least with TD Ameritrade, they don't allow you to, I think there's a very limited amount of margin that they allow you to use when trading ETFs. So like if you have $30,000 in your account, I think they allow you to do like 10% of that of margin. When it comes down to like stocks, they allow you to do like 75% or something like that. So yeah. Okay, sounds good. Boom, boom, boom. Not boom, boom, pow. Here we go. Ricky, if you would have a larger account to trade with, you wouldn't have other source of income. No, I mean, that's besides the point. I mean, I don't normally trade for that long throughout the day. And I've really been restricting myself on how much I allow myself to trade, because sometimes I can tend to overtrade. So yeah, that has nothing to do with my like other sources of income and stuff like that. I like to stay busy and I like to do different things, and that's something that I like to empower all of you to do, right? I'm pretty sure that if you guys chose to invest in Learn Time Profit, you guys are well aware that investing in the stock market is not the only thing that I do. And I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that I'm one of the only people out there that, like, especially at a younger age, was able to buy like multiple houses. I really have a passion for cars, so I wanted to do that. We started, software company to start app development and stuff like that, and just a bunch of other stuff that like I'm extremely passionate about. So as long as, again, I continue to express that through my videos, I think that's what matters, right? That you do what it is that you love every day, and to be empowered by that. So yeah, there's a lot of people that like love reselling shoes. I don't care about shoes, but they do. And it's just an amazing hobby that they have that makes them money. That's their cars for me. Do you guys get what I'm saying? There's people that love real estate. I think real estate's really cool. I think it's a great way to make money. But I mean, I don't have a huge passion for it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm a dork when it comes down to trading. Like, I love it. And I'm okay with that. So just find your niche. Like, it's not about like what I do that you have to do it. That's all like BS. Like, you do what it is that you love, and forget about what everyone else thinks. Here we go. Natural gas selling off. Boom, boom, boom. I like that. Nice. I think that's a great goal to have, especially if you're motivated by those around you. Oh no, this thing's pulling back. Let's see. Is it going to start to reverse? Natural gas has a green candle right now. Again, it's still below the EMA line, so nothing too crazy to worry about. But so how come you don't use double monitors? I do have my, holy moly. Phil, punk. Boom. Pow. Dab. 1,800. I think I should be done. Where did I get filled at? Right there. 84.30. I had my limit order at 84.50, but then I saw it at 84.30, so I sold there. Let's make it 2K. I've made that mistake before where I try to make it 2K and then it goes down to like 1,200. So right now, I don't see a huge, like a super good deal. So I'm sure that I can make, what do I have left to make? Like $159. So I'm sure that I can make that, but I want the margin to be there. I want it to be like such a, like not even a question that I can make that. So super pumped. Sold. Boom, let's, what's up? $1,800 a day keeps the doctors away. Dude, and just to put into perspective, like it's so mind-boggling to me. Like $1,800 in one day. Like I hope that you guys know that it's like with like the normal job that I had simply even just like a year ago. Obviously I had my different sources of income, and exactly a year ago I still had like my 4 properties and I was buying and selling cars and stuff like that. But it's so crazy to think that like even a decent check was like $4,000 to $6,000, right? And for me, within the past 2 days, $3,000 yesterday and $1,800 today, to have been able to make, nearly $5,000 within a short period of time, it's such a blessing, right? Of like what it can be like, but understand that like it takes so long. It doesn't take so long to get here, but it takes a lot of like you need to earn your way to like get to a point where you can consistently and understand the growth that you're experiencing. Trust me, we have members that are just getting started and that experience 1K days, but can they do it consistently? That's why every single time that someone messages me that they made money and they thank me, I was like, don't thank me. It's all your hard work paying off. Now let's keep it consistent. That's what's important to me. I'm so happy that you guys are having green days. What's much more important to me is that you understand the growth that you are experiencing and how to do it on a consistent basis, that you have the knowledge to do it. I just sounded like Ty Lopez on the knowledge part, but I'm serious. Like that's what really matters. So yeah, that's really just it. So, Ricky, what is your profit goal for 2019? Just to continue to grow my account. Again, if I can make it, it's so crazy to me, right? So even if I, like making over 6 figures, like that's great. But what I try to relate it to is like when I would work full time for these telecommunication stores that would pay well, and I would make like $50,000 to $60,000 a year, just to be able to make more than that and to only work about 1 to 2 hours. Like to dedicate 1 to 2 hours to actually trade, it's such a blessing to me, and I'm just so thankful. And again, I don't want to say, oh, my goal is like 300,000 or whatever it is. It's like I'm just gonna try to do my best and see where that puts me. My account size changes and can change. I could later be trading with $50,000 or $100,000. We never know. So and then my overall goal would change as well. So yeah, just again, growing our account, spending time with you every single day, and making sure that we work together as a team. Again, that we hold one another accountable for our actions and for what it is that we do. That, if you're experiencing, like the whole point of this live stream today is just to remind you how important it is to, be open-minded, to think not just for the now, but for the future, right? So if you're locking in profits too early, think and ask your question backwards. Why are you scared? Why are you locking in profits too early? And what can you do to fix that? Your account size. You're trading with too much. Your understanding of what it is that you're doing, right? Or finding that middle ground of not too much money and not too little. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned. Don't try to expedite the process because you're going to pay for it, right? It's better just to take it easy, be simple, consistently grow your account 1%, 2%, 3% a week. It doesn't matter. If you're doing that as you're just getting started, I want you to know that you're already doing better than when I first started. As simple as that. Build that confidence, build that understanding of the positions that you take, and stay micro-focused. So I'm going to close out the live stream here, team. I'm going to wait for degas or for natural gas to either push up and then sell off and stuff like that to build that margin of profit. Let's keep it simple today, and let's have an amazing day. I really do appreciate everything that you guys do. So there's a couple of people asking for your affiliate links. I do want to remind you that now it's a type of privilege that we want our members to have. Not everyone's going to be able to become an affiliate just because it requires a lot of work on our side. So what you do is you go to the announcement sections of Learn, Plan, Profit, and if you want access and request to become an affiliate. So last Monday at 9:16, all you have to do is click here, enter your, I think it just asks for your name and your email and stuff like that, and then submit it. And then we will have our team that responds to you within 48 to 72 hours, if I'm not mistaken. And we will set you up. There's just a list of, or a series of different requirements that we ask you to stay and hold accountable to. And if you don't, then we'll remove you as an affiliate. So everything is explained there. So thank you guys again so much for your time. Wish you guys the best. Wish you guys an amazing rest of your Wednesday. Let's have fun. Let's kill it today. And again, let's lock in those profits. Thank you guys again for your time. Hope I earned your thumbs up. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.